How is she? Mickey's supposed to go over today. To have Mickey go over this morning first thing as soon as he gets there. Or just write down the list on a piece of paper of the 6 going to eat lies. Okay, cool. Well, that's my sister Michelle. Her board's easiest because usually I do it before I leave in the morning. If I'm here, when I get done today, I'll do it for tomorrow. Where Shannon Murphy usually is, they've got the most horses. They're usually right around 110. Let's just go blow her out a trip today, and she can train with Rocklamation. It's broke up by barns. This is the Jersey barn. Meadows. Training center means training center by the Meadows. Poconos, which is Keith Kamen. They're getting paid. They're coming here Sunday, but then they're coming back and Let's Make a Wish is going bye-bye. I can watch, 10 horses or 30 horses, but the afternoon, the way it is now with afternoon racing, it takes up my whole afternoon, then takes up my night too, so, but whatever. I don't think anybody's going to have a pity party for me. Okay, I'm going back.
How far back does racing go in your family?
That's what people like, they say my dad, it went from selling cars to then becoming, my dad's been, drove his first race in 1954. I mean, my dad's been doing this his whole life. My dad is first generation. Amy's barn starts the earliest. They hit the track at 6 a.m. every day. It doesn't, used to be I'd have to stop and enter, but since now, with the online entry. Okay. As you can see, they start without me. Michelle, Hemingway is going to go too. And take this braid out of his hair. Foiled sister's baby. Yeah, it's a dragon again out of foiled sister, half sister. I go tomorrow. I go Poconos, Chester. Those are both championship days. And then I'm thinking about going to Harrington for the limbs, but I've never made it to the limbs yet. I'm always thinking about it and then think better if I can go home. Sunday's usually my work day, like that I do most of book work, paperwork, I do a lot. So if I'm traveling all day Sunday, then Monday, I feel like then I'm constantly chasing my tail. Monday, I'm just trying to get the horses entered, not forgetting by Tuesday, try to catch up, If I can get home at Monday at like even 9 o'clock, I work for an hour at night, but then I can get up at 5 in the morning and I can bust out 2 good hours and I'll be caught right up. So. Jeff, hurry up and jump on one and jog. Who's the last one? Go jog foiled once more, because then you and R, as soon as you get back in, will start set 3. Worry about in the big races that we have collusion with my horses. Well, I don't think that's possible when we got to the 3/4 pole and every one of my horses had already been on their second move, so I mean, basically, if it wasn't my horses going at each other, the race would have sat in one line and never moved. Instead, my 2 horses left, pushed each other. My horse retook, my other horse retook off that, and then my other horse was first up. And, you want to say collusion, 120 and a fifth. If I was colluding, it would have been like 123.
How many total horses do you have?
Pushing 250.
If you gave somebody my barn and say, here, enter it, and it would be, oh my God, this is the hardest thing in the world. But I didn't start with 250. I started with 10, 20, 50. So I've kind of figured it out as I went.
Would you call this a circus and you're the ringmaster, or would you call it a movie and you're
no,
the director?
No,
or?
It is much closer. I tell people all the time, hardest racing's one step over a circus. I just might be the head clown. I wouldn't say I'm the head ringmaster. I said the head clown. You got to have one boss. You got to have one person. Limelight Beach and maybe at press time. What we're trying to teach them to do is sprint. Is teach them, I know people mock me for this, but teach them speed. The idea that you could go out and just run, as fast as you could the first day you were born is ridiculous. He's a 4-year-old? Yeah. He looks like a horse. Yeah. I'm going tomorrow. I'll go Pocono and then I'll go Chester on Sunday. We got one more lap, right, Junior? I think this thing's the real deal. He's all right. Watching the replay, we know she wins,
And I'm like, there's no way she wins this race. There's no way. And then all of a sudden, boom, she comes flying. Let me try cutting it for a while. Okay, bring outsource for Junior and I'll take Riggio. Limelight's leaving. Rescue team's gonna be out, right?
Yeah.
Basically try to do is just keep them relaxed to the 3/4 pole, and then we want them sprinting all they can, and teach them to, go fast. When they come, that the idea is maybe they could pace a 27-second quarter. By the time we get done, honing on them, that they could pace a 26-second quarter. That like Yannick says, when he moves his hands at the 3/4 pole, our horses all hunker down and start going. That they know that that's time. It's a conditioned response that they know. When the guys start to move their hand, when they hear yelling, to get going. So that's what I mean. I tell people all the time, our way, I'm not saying it's the right way. It's my way, and it works for us. Sometimes they'll go first trips over here, and then they'll just put them on the trailer with all their equipment still on, and we'll bring them over here, and we'll go last trips and then put them back on and go back over and bath them over here.
He was in on Tuesdays back in from Monday, so he'd have to blow after.
Okay, somebody good.
He was a nice man.
Basically, that we know how big the barn's getting, how many boards we can put across there. It's out to where we couldn't make any more with the overnight horses than we were already making. So if we wanted to do more and add more partners and get bigger, the only way we were going to do it was with the racehorse, with the babies. And I find now, I look back, like when you look around, most claimers we're not even in. Like we race upper condition level horses and young horses and stake horses. That's it. We'll have a claimer here, there, and human characteristics to them. When we're cold, they're not cold. And, we leave all their windows open. The windows on these stalls, they stay open. And like the wind blows in, horses breathe better. It's all about ventilation. We have less breathing problems. And people think, it's crazy. It might be crazy, but we seem to do all right doing it, so it isn't hurting them.
And what was the best?
Yeah, the best is still Lou. Breeder's Crown, probably 2-year-old. Foiled Breeder's Crown last year would be the two that come to my mind, but be my favorite horse overall. Like my favorite horse. Like Buckeye, other than Riverside Roger, but people don't even know who he was. Embassy was the reason I do this. If it wasn't for Embassy Omega, I would not have done this. I was scared to death of horses. Scared, petrified of them. And basically I had to take care of him, so to help Dad, so that we didn't have to pay grooms. And the horse was real bad, and nobody else could handle him. And I don't know, I just took pride in being able to handle him. He to me is the picture of the breed. Like if you would go and you'd say, what does a standardbred Choudet look like? That's him. He was long and powerful. He got hit by a car, and they had to basically sew him back together in half. He was basically torn in half. It's unbelievable, and he has no limps or nothing. Yeah, but they have it all when there's a 6, I think. I like them to have the grooms listed with them too, so that I know who takes care of every horse. So it's, if you see a pattern where horses are racing bad or whatever,